Dear colleagues and guests, I'm Galina Bleikh, an artist and art curator. I represent the non-profit association INEMEA, Israeli International New Media Art, which I co-founded with artist and curator Natalia. We are excited to have you at our first Laser Talks meeting in Jerusalem. Thanks to Christiana Kazakov from Laser Talks for her valuable help. It's a new thing we are doing, and we hope you'll find it interesting. Today, we are hosting the event named International Art and Science Lab Exchange Sharing Experience. It's put together by the Jerusalem INEMEA Art and Science Lab and CYLAND Media Art Lab. We thank Laser CYLAND in the person of Frants, Natalia, Kolodzei, and Katerina Drakunova, as well as Alexandra Dementьева from ADAM Lab for their help and partnership in organizing our Laser Talks. CYLAND is a non-profit organization founded in 2007 by independent artists and curators. CYLAND is promoting the emergence of new forms of art and high technology interactions, developing professional connections between artists, curators, engineers, and programmers around the world. Today, I would like to introduce you to our newly created Jerusalem INEMEA Art and Science Lab, its artists, and their projects. We have invited labs from different countries to share their experience with us. We want to see how artists tackle local challenges and express their cultural traditions. This helps us understand the global picture better. Local ideas give rise to a rich global perspective. This mosaic forms the overall discourse and level of ideas that shape our future. Israel's focus on science and technology drives us. In our project, we endeavor to understand our country's rich traditions and address pressing questions of our time. We believe art brings fresh perspectives to problems, collaborating with scientists to tap onto our mental and emotional depth. Artists foresee the future through imagery, using metaphorical thinking and intuitive foresight. Cross-disciplinary collaboration holds the key to humanity's future knowledge. We aim to expand our activities, attracting like-minded individuals to cooperate. Joint conferences, exhibitions, and research projects are on the horizon. We are open to proposals for international cooperation. Our meeting is part of the Jerusalem Biennale at the President Hotel Art Center in the international exhibition Art and Nomads, Multiple Horizons. Unfortunately, on the screen, you only see me and Daria, but we really want to show you the atmosphere of the contemporary artistic life of Jerusalem, inscribed in the spirit of the ancient city. That's why we have prepared a short video in which we tried to tell you about the Spring Jerusalem Biennale and our exhibition. So let's see the video.
The Jerusalem Biennale is the largest platform in the world for contemporary Jewish and Israeli art. Founded in 2013 by Rami Azeri, the Jerusalem Biennale is dedicated to exploring the places where contemporary art meets the Jewish and Israeli experience. It is a grand stage for contemporary artists who reference Jewish and Israeli thought, spirit, tradition or experience in their work to exhibit their work in Jerusalem.
Thank you, Rami. Can you do me a favor and not call me a legend? That would be good.
The Jerusalem Biennale committed to showcasing thought-provoking and so inspiring exhibitions and events and invite people to explore the art and ideas that speak to exactly now. The first Jerusalem Biennale 2013 hosted works by more than 60 artists. Most of them from Israel, and raised simple, somewhat naive questions like what is contemporary Jewish art and does the category even exist? The theme of the sixth Biennale was chosen to be Iron Flock. a literal translation, the Hebrew phrase "son berzeh." The theme allowed for the exploration of the foundation of contemporary culture and to identify through the art of curators and artists from all over the world the movements, ideas, people and moments that have become our unsellable cultural assets. Under the title of Spring Biennale 2024, Jerusalem Biennale hosts 30 exhibitions with the participation of more than 200 artists and curators from all over the world. There is a rich event program to take place in all gallery spaces during the 7 weeks of the Biennale. The INEMEA Association takes part in the Jerusalem Spring Biennale with the Art and Nomads, Multiple Horizons exhibition taking place at the President Hotel. Nomadism is more than just a lifestyle choice. It has profound implications for contemporary society and art. Our project was conceived as a part of a broader initiative inspired by the Korean artist and the curator, Young Sung-no, to promote cultural exchange and understanding between different nationalities. The recent tragic events in Israel have forced us to adapt our plans, and this has given rise to various presentations of our work, such as the Namada Digital Art Flying Over Borders exhibition at the Jerusalem City Hall Harmony in November 2023, as well as 2 Metaverse exhibitions at Art Platform On in December 2023. Through our online discussions, we've come to realize that individuals from the 6 participating countries, Israel, the Republic of Korea, Belgium, France, Mongolia, the USA, have embarked on journeys to unknown horizons, representing significant populations on different continents. As nomad artists, we have always suspected that beyond the visible horizon lie others, shining through reflections, or in an imaginary sense. This theme are manifested in our artworks, especially during the eventful historical period, and they captured both bitter experience and bright hopes. The notion of horizon rising beyond the horizon resonates strongly with us, highlighting the continual expansion of horizons and the discovery of new possibilities. Co-curators of Art and Nomads exhibition project are Young Sung-no, Natalia and Galina Bleikh. The Jerusalem Biennale exhibition Art and Nomads, Multiple Horizons is a platform where London ISET's laser talks are held. The theme of the talk is International Art and Science Lab Exchange, sharing experiences. The newly created Jerusalem INEMEA Art and Science Lab, in collaboration with CYLAND, is excited to facilitate international conversation and share experience between art and science labs, offering a platform to discuss organization, project development, funding, and community involvement.
Okay, now let's hear from our moderator and speaker, Daria Kesler. Daria is a cross-disciplinary researcher, artist, and creative producer. Daria works with human and machine-generated texts, sounds, documentaries, videos, bioart, and installation. She is interested in leveraging modern technologies to foster empathy towards all kinds of agents, both living and not living. Daria aims to explore new avenues for coexistence and communications among technologies, humans, plants, and animals. Her selected exhibit: Japan, Israel, Jerusalem, GAM Festival, Russia, New Cylandy Art Gallery, Russia, Performance Experience for Our Viewer, Neuro Oasis, Russia, Speculum, Artium, Slovenia, Participant of Art, Electronica, Feral, Automated System, Linz, Austria, Post-Human Studies Lab, the Ron Biennale number 5 Russian Pavilion, Participant of Art Electronica, Online Pavilion Undergrania. So please, Daria, continue our presentation.
Thank you, Galina, for introducing me. And now I think that it's going to be the right thing before I will proceed telling you more about our Art and Science Laboratory, to tell you about Galina Bleikh and to share with you her artistic path. Galina is a multidisciplinary artist. Her creative and expertise spans a rich spectrum of artistic domains encompassing digital art, concept, 3D modeling, artificial reality, virtual reality, bioart, video art, generative art, and more. At the heart of the artistic pursuit lies a fascination with a profound synergy between the emerging artificial reality and its transformative interaction with human experience through art. Galina's creative endeavors extend to collaborative projects, notably in partnership with Helena Serbrikova since 2011. Together, these two artists have created the visionary concept of the simulacra-centric world, a manifestation of their unique creative approach referred to as the hybrid neural network. Galina graduated from the Stiglitz St. Petersburg State Academy of Art and Industry since 1993, and now she lives in Jerusalem. And I would like to say that Galina have participated in many exhibitions and art conferences all over the world. And now let me share you a bit more information about the lab. Super. As you can see, it's called INEMEA Art&Science Lab. And we are a newly established INEMEA Art&Science Lab located in Jerusalem, dedicated to fostering collaboration among artists, scientists, and technologists. Our lab invites international communities to share experience and ideas. We promote interdisciplinary collaboration to tackle contemporary challenges and drive societal progress. As artists, curators, and researchers in Israel, we aim to unify and cultivate a creative community that reflects the spirit of our time through the contemporary artistic expression. We work with bioart, art and artificial intelligence, art and humanitarian sciences, such as gender research and border science, leveraging the expertise of our creative teams to develop and execute projects in these areas. And I would like to say that INEMEA Art&Science Lab was founded by the INEMEA, Israeli New Media Art Association for Art, Culture, and Education, which was created in 2023 by artists and curators Natalia and Galina Bleikh. During this short period, the association implemented 11 projects, and among them, I would like to mention charitable purposes, auction for charitable purposes called Artists for Israel, and international exhibitions in frame of Jerusalem Biennale. Let me share with you a few visions just to show you the vibe of those exhibitions. Right now you see the Mother Digital Art Flying Over Borders exhibition, one more exhibition, Multiple Horizons. Also, it was a part of Jerusalem Spring Biennale. And here you can see just Calme exhibition in the Jerusalem House of Quality. And now I would like to tell you a bit about our projects that are which are part of the laboratory. The first one is made by Galina Bleikh. It's work in progress. The Bible Botany, what I knew. The project is made in collaboration with Tatiana Shimon, PhD, botanist scientist in the field of plant morphology. This project examines issues of identifying the plants mentioned in the text of the Bible, the relationship between myth, reality, scientific knowledge, and the interpretation of all these aspects that help of artificial intelligence. The project is based on the famous book Plants of the Bible, written by botanist and biblical scholar Michael Zahari. As you can see here, this is the structure of the research. And I would like to mention the important part of the description languages. And Galina is working with verbal, visual, and verbal forms of information, transforming one to another. I would like to mention that the first step of your project, because it's work in progress, is dedicated to 7 plant species, which are symbolic for people of Israel. And the land of Israel is described as a land of wheat, barley, and beans, and fig trees, and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey. In Galina's project, she is using artificial intelligence to work with identification of plants through comparative linguistic analysis, which were united with documentary photography. And after that, using the language of scientific description and morphology, Galina created prompt for artificial intelligence, which creates artificial intelligence image. And the important thing about the prompt that she's not including there the name of the plant. And after that, step 7, she's getting scientific description language analysis of correspondence and inconsistencies between the morphology of a real plant and an AI-created plant. And step number 8 is the most important one because it gives a new perspective for science. It's give a feedback. Due to this step, it is possible to improve the language of description, that is ordering and thorough development of categories and concepts of plant morphology and description of the plant. And now I'd like to show you these 7 plant species from the eyes of artificial intelligence. You can see the text from the Bible. You can see the prompt, the outcome, and step number 8, wheat, barley, olive, fig, bean, and pomegranate, and date palm. One more project, also made by Galina. It's called My Friend Olive Tree, and it's an application. This project is created in the style of soft art, a mobile app that serves as a medium for textual communication between the artist and the tree via proposal view chat program. In this app, Galina is chatting with 2,000 years old tree that remembers the time then when it was surrounded by ancient Hebrew speech. As all we know, there is a unique feature of a Hebrew language. Each letter of the Hebrew alphabet has been assigned a unique numerical value. And therefore, the speech of the ancient olive tree sounds particularly impressive after being translated into Hebrew. How Galina is translating voice of the tree to Hebrew, you can see here the olive tree. With a camera, with a sensitive microphone, which is installed on the branch of the tree, and transmits online the sound of rustling leaf to a smartphone application. The application transforms the extreme value of the sound graph into a continuous stream of numbers, forming a numerical metric. After that, the application transforms a numeric matrix into alphabet. After that, the special program is sketching the combination of letters and form semantic words. And this is how the chat goes. The person who's using the app is getting some information and some phrases from the olive tree. Now I would like to tell you about my working project. It's called If Ready So. My hypothesis, my thesis, my idea is that the way we behave, the way humans behaving in our emotions may influence the environment around us and also influence the nature. So I would like to work with the area, the site of a mass murder participant of a music festival supernova so-called gathering on the 7th of October in 2023, and to check what kind of emotions, which is the track that human who were there, they left in the ground. I would like to not only to talk with the trees or tree staff, but also try to go deeper in the ground to communicate with Museum. This is the roadmap of a project. I think that the most important part is collecting the data and creating the emotional map of the area. After that, it might be the work might be divided into 2 areas. The one is laboratory experiments with the soil, and the second one is the observation of the land. Now I would like to tell you about one more project, project by Lilia Chak. Lilia Chak is an Israeli artist, designer, and science artist researcher. She's an interdisciplinary artist who works in new media art, including science art, bioart, gender art, artificial intelligence generated art, digital art, video art, photography, installation, and performance. And in 2022, Lilia Chak defended her PhD thesis in Sorbonne's Art and Science Department in Paris. She's the author of the book Contemporary Practices in Bioart, When a Tree Becomes a Natural Art Book, published by Cambridge Scholar Publishing in 2023. The work is called Lullaby for Chorus. This project was started by Lilia in 2023, so it's also a new one, and it's work in progress. This project is dedicated to say the elite choral reef. Lullaby for chorus is a complex speaker system that includes a special sound absorbing structure and is set up from producing and broadcast compensating sound. Compensating sound is produced using a special sound program based on the work of artificial intelligence, which can reprogram a sound, music, human speech, traffic noise, and etc. into sounds that soothe chorus and surrounding fauna that inhabited them. It's a bioart project built on the capabilities of artificial intelligence in the field of sound transformation. As you can see here, this is the areas where we can find corals. This is the beautiful coral reef in Eilat, Red Sea, Israel, and this is the Eilat city. This is a very rushed, loud city full of light pollution and sound pollution, with tourists, parties, and it really influenced the corals, not giving them a chance to fall asleep. That's why project is called Lullaby for Corals. To stay the corals, to help them, Leader Chuck produced and created a special system, a complex speaker system that includes a special sound absorbing structure and a setup that produced and broadcast compensating sound, turning the rush into the sound that might be understood by chorus. And here you can see the schema of the work of reprogramming sounds into chorus language. You can see that there is a sound recorder, analyzer, cleaner, weather, voice input, voice processing, voice repeater. And this complicated structure Leah developed with scientists and researchers who shared with her her vision. This is the map of the study. And now I would like to continue telling you about one more participator of the lab and also a co-founder of the INEMEA Association, Natalia. She's a multidisciplinary artist, art critic, researcher, and creator of a number of international and regional art projects. Her academic and curatorial interests mainly focus on the shifting paradigms in scientific, philosophical, and sacred texts of the visual art on gender and ethnocultural issues in visual culture. Your artistic focus lies in the field of mixed senses and split ideas and techniques, video installations, painting, animation, philosophical, fantastic, and social subjects. Sometimes your artistic ideas transform into a curatorial project. I'm going to show you 3 projects made by Natalia. The first one, Mazet, the Circle Series, Daria Intersection 2023. This project is based on one of the lost painting called Labyrinth, which was made by Natalia in 1989 as her vision's projection of different world orders in transition. This project follows by the 313 multimedia installation in its idea of different levels of the world formatted with text, numbers, and images, the author's civilization and population. In this work, Natalia is telling us about her travels from Tel Aviv to Moscow, from Moscow to Yerevan, from Yerevan to Tbilisi in Guangzhou. Most of these regions were not stable, not peaceful. People were migrating and rushing and leaving their homes. And your idea was to fix, to photo, to make videos of different landscapes, environments, and to share these chaotic but united images. She also based her work on gematria. For each fragment she made, each fragment of her work she also see is a number, and important numbers for her are 313, 704, and they represent intersection of or empty space in between. One more of her projects is Stages on the Way. It's very important heroes and images in her work and ideas. This work is roots in also in 1993, when Natalia was dreaming of flying creatures who constantly were changing their shape from cloud to bird, from bird to something else. Her existing assumption is that they intersect with our habitat and leave clear evidence of their existence in different ways. From time to time, they appeared in her art as the bird-faced angels. And we can say that in this project, Circus Intersection, they are stages of solitaries, the personages of tarot interactive projects, also developed by Natalia. And the third project is named Evidence, a revolution of human beings. In her artistic research and visualization, angels creatures swings wings and sometimes with bird faces intersect with our space habitat, leaving obvious evidence of their visit or presence. Distinct traces in the form of images, myths, legends, and ancient archetypes. This phenomenon of mythological memory in combination with non-existent plasticity forms something infinitely flying around the world in the space of revolution, angels with the bird face. I mentioned various sources of world culture and ancient images of seraphim in the Jewish temple or a doctor clock. A chain of evidence, association, and functional connection leads, for example, to Leonardo da Vinci. The space they takes from the sphere of infinity time of Leonardo da Vinci. This image was created for the Time Museum project as the Rose of the Time series first exhibition did in 1992. And from poetical idea to science, I would like to say thank you for scientists and researchers for supporting our lab. Professor Eugene Katz, he's a professor at the Ben-Gurion University of the Negev. Also, Anna Yemelian, she specialized in researching the media art and hybrid forms of culture and intersect art, science, and technology. Tatiana Shimel, PhD. Tatiana Shimel is biologist, botanist, researcher, and lecturer, popularizer and translator. And also Yevgeny Vezhlin, sociologist of literature, literary critic, and poet. She's a candidate of philological science. So thank you for your attention. Hope you catch the main idea. And now I would like to say thank you for your time and for your attention. And I would like to give a floor to a beautiful speaker, our today's guest, Bella Harutyunyan. Bella, please, the floor is yours.
Well, and thank you. It is a pleasure to be present with all of you and to share ideas about our project. I assume we will view the pre-recording of the presentation and our project. Am I correct?
Hello, first of all, thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to participate in the laser talk. My name is Bella. I represent Enterprise Incubator Foundation, and I manage Gyumri Technology Center, located in the second largest city of Armenia, Gyumri. And I'm here today to present a new project with the goal to incubate multidisciplinary knowledge. And this new project that we kickstarted about a year ago is called Black Box. And I would like to start the presentation by a quote by Jeremy Narby, which reads as the following. So the rational approach starts from the idea that everything is explainable and that mystery is in some sense the enemy. And the opposite was the idea to kickstart this project because we felt the need to bring all the different disciplines and institutions together to collaborate and to co-create solutions for the future. Because currently everybody is so focused on their own discipline and there is really no synergy for collaboration. And we feel the lack of this joint innovation, which could lead to more holistic solutions in the future. So to define Black Box, it's a tool, it's an idea, it's a community, and we like to call it systemized chaos. And I will tell you more about what that means later on. So We didn't start this on our own as a technology center, and I would like to start by presenting our partner from the art sector, which is Bleikh Art Space. And here you can see a manifesto, and I'd like to tell you the history of this. We're cooperating with a German photographer, Ralph Bacher, and he was visiting Armenia and particularly Gyumri. And he kickstarted the project with the local Academy of Arts. And the task for the students was to capture 3 photos from the past, the present, and the future. And the struggle for the students was to present the future. So they had a clear idea of the past, a somewhat clear idea of the present, but there was really no imagination or no idea of what the future would be like. So then this art community created the Bleikh Art Space with the goal to research the past and to search for answers in the future, as well as show the youth in Armenia and in Gyumri how this future can be created. So the word Bleikh in Armenian is translated as the upcoming future. And you can read the manifesto, and it pretty much tells you that technology is a tool and art is the door. We were very much inspired by this concept, and I would also like to emphasize the pictures that you see on the slide. So what you're seeing in the up left corner is an Oda room, which is a traditional space in old ancient Armenian homes, and it is mainly found in villages. And this space was used for storytelling and for visitors back in the day, where there was no technology, there was no alphabet even. People used to tell stories and to exchange knowledge. So the environment, the space is an environment for knowledge exchange. And what you're seeing on the bottom left is an interpretation by Bleikh Art Space of an Oda in an urban environment. So the Oda Heritage Room is located in Gyumri and is our partner with whom we try to explore the multidisciplinary aspect of incubation and collaboration. So a little bit about what the technology center does and how this cooperation comes to life. So we do have a strong presence in Gyumri, and we've been operating since 2014, reviving Gyumri as a city for creative technologies and as a city for high-tech development. So GTC was the first regional high-tech model in Armenia, and it was established by the Armenian government, the World Bank, and Enterprise Incubator Foundation. And since we have been around, you can see some of our results. We have 30 resident companies, which include multinational companies, local startups, branches of companies located in Yerevan. We host 100 plus events annually, which range in their aspects and in their disciplines, with the goal to bring local and international communities together to share our vision. We also initiate a lot of educational activities. So we educate on annual basis about 1,000 plus students. And Gyumri is known as the cultural capital of Armenia. So there is a very strong art scene present, and we believe in multidisciplinarity. So we have a lot of collaborating partners from the cultural and art scene. So how do we bring all this vision to life? Our tools, so to say, are the labs, which I will be presenting next. So we have a concept of a co-creation lab. We call it GTC Co-Creation Lab. And what happens here is we educate the youth on analog product creation. They still have access to digital tools, but the focus here is more on art thinking and how to approach a project from a very practical point of view and from a very analog point of view. So we have a large network of trainers and mentors who work with the students to educate them on how to think different and how to create products in a different way, basically not what they're used to. And the reason why it's called co-creation is students study programming, they study design, they study art, they study history, they study architecture, and then they create these joint products in multidisciplinary teams. And we have noticed that this really pushes the boundaries of non-formal education and can result in great outcomes and can also result as a tool for career orientation for young students. And we are currently replicating the co-creation lab model in Syunik region of Armenia, hoping to revive the local ecosystem there as well. Our next lab is the Creative Tech Lab. Basically, in this lab, we focus more on creative technologies and software, which we again teach to students and the local community. And this layer is pretty abstract. So from game development technologies to AR/VR technologies to software which can be replicated in other sectors. Students in this lab focus more on creating solutions for the local economy using this software. And we cooperate with local businesses in traditional sectors. We cooperate with the municipality to understand the need and then to create products. And our next upcoming lab is the Black Box Lab. So a little bit about the idea behind the black box and why the name of the lab is Black Box. This is our vision for crafting the future. So black box in scientific terms is used mostly to explain a system which has an input, has an output, but whatever happens inside the black box is somewhat a mystery. So when we started this cross-disciplinary collaboration, this creative algorithm and the process how scientists, engineers, artists, the tech community, the craftsmen cooperated together was very much like this black box idea, because it is not very defined, but it certainly has an input and has an output. So as something that we put into the black box idea, as you can see on the slide, first of all, we start from the questions of the future. What are we trying to solve? And this question is not particularly in one domain, let's say engineering or science, but it is more of a global quest of how will we live in the future? What will we eat? What will we wear? What will we discuss? How will we feel? And then with these abstract questions, of course, we assume that everybody engaged from these disciplines is willing to explore and experiment with us. And we bring in the art thinking in terms of the art community. We bring in the scientific expertise from our network, the engineering mindset and craftsmanship. Why these domains particularly? Because they are very much connected, they are very diverse, and each of them bring a different perspective to the table. So by connecting these communities and this knowledge, we create an environment for equal exchange of information and wisdom. So I would like to refer to the tool for crafting the future. This is once again a metaphor, but it is a very specific and practical tool to explain what the black box is and how it works. Armenia is known for its craftsmanship and particularly carpet making, but it is different from the other ways of making carpet. So in Armenia, we use the hand knotting technique to create carpets. And this is very much how the black box operates. So each disciplines make their knot, and we help them to do this. And we use the tools like the ODA environment and talks and experts and master classes to really bring everybody on the same page before they start exchanging information. And this results eventually in tying the knots. So the way we do this is by defining a challenge. And sometimes it's very specific and sometimes it's very abstract. And we work with local businesses to understand what the challenges are, or we work with specific industries. By defining this challenge, then we start the cross-pollination of disciplines using the tools that we have created in the process. So in terms of the tools, we host different events in different formats, sometimes very strange and weird, sometimes bringing together very incompatible ideas and disciplines. And we host this event series and talks at the ODA because we have realized that this environment really puts people out of their comfort zone and lets them explore other ideas which might not necessarily come to your head when you're sitting in an office space, let's say. So after the cross-pollination of disciplines and by creating and utilizing the existing tools, we go into multimedia prototyping. Because it is not news that sometimes very scientific ideas can be very difficult to explain, and same thing with artistic concepts. So we use multimedia prototyping to communicate these ideas better to a larger audience, and we use this as well to engage the youth in the process. So it is a very co-creative process, starting from age groups, disciplines, backgrounds, etc. And one thing which is very important and what we realized from our experience is that this process requires institutional collaboration. So it is not only on individual level, let's say an engineer from somewhere or an artist or a scientist, but it is an institutional collaboration. So we bring these communities together from institutions who face these challenges and who are willing to explore solutions for them. And these are our current partner institutions. Yerevan State University, Maternadarán, Birakan Observatory, Engineering City, Vanadzor Technology Center, and the list is growing as we are experimenting. And what is quite interesting is that even with these institutions, we see that each of them are very much focused on their own disciplines, but there is really no tie for collaboration. So we pretty much act as a bridge to bring them together to solve different challenges. So to go back about how it works and what the vision is, you remember that in the beginning we start with the questions and with willingness of these disciplines, and what we receive at the end are answers for the future. And it is very much surprising how craftsmen, let's say a shoemaker, can discuss with the bread maker, with an engineer, and with the material scientist about what the future of materials is, or what the future of what we it or what we wear is going to be. And the results are very much astonishing, and it is a tool to really understand and to really research the knowledge from the past. And Armenia has a very strong presence in that sense, and a lot of untapped knowledge, which is somewhere, but it needs to be found and it needs to be tied together. So as a result, we create a timeless hosting platform, not only for the Armenian local ecosystem, but also a model which can be used internationally to really bring these different backgrounds, different cultures and disciplines together. And with this, I would like to tell you a little bit about the 3 projects which we currently have as a result of an open call and as a result of this whole process. So the first one is a VR film by Gohar Martirosyan, who's an Armenian artist currently based in France. And this is an interesting exploration of Mount Ararat, which is very symbolic for Armenia, but it's not physically accessible. So the artist is trying to provide that experience of climbing the Mount Ararat. And we connected her with the Institute of Manuscripts Natalia, where she was able to research the archives, research actual footage, talk to people who have actually climbed the Mount Ararat to understand how this digital representation can be very much similar to the actual physical experience of climbing the mountain. And during the demo day exhibition, when the VR film will be showcased, we are also planning to do some assessment of how the digital and the physical experiences can be alike by, talking and showcasing the experience of people who have actually climbed it versus people who watched the VR film. The second project is called Meditation with the 5 Elements, and the idea of this project by Gohar Sargsyan came from the fact that we are so much detached from our actual emotions and from nature, because we are so much more digitized at the moment, that it is very important to be grounded and to really understand the planet that we live on and to get in touch with nature. So it's a meditation space with the 5 elements where people can really be present at the moment and see how they react to these different multimedia installations representing water, fire, earth, and ether. And the last project is called Immersion, and it's a project by Georg Grigoryan and this studio. And the idea here is to really understand people's feedback in terms of the physical feedback and to create something out of it. So it's an exploration of humanity's digital footprint and how it can be represented through different multimedia outcomes. And the project pretty much is a tunnel-like space where it has different sensors which collect the data as you walk through the tunnel. And what's interesting is that it's wider and then it gets narrower. So you really have that haptic experience as you go through the tunnel. And then once you reach the middle, you can see what your digital footprint looks like. And it also has an interactive component. So people need to understand whether, They let somebody walk through, whether they continue the journey or they stop there. And once again, the data collected from this feedback will be explored further, because what it comes down to is really understanding how people will feel in the future, and how we can really activate all the senses and not just the visual and the audio sensations. So to tie this all back again, we do believe that sometimes the irrational approach can really lead to innovative solutions. And we believe that with the black box model, we can really revive the knowledge from the past, the activities of the present, to create a future where all of us want to live and be a part of, and feel like we can bring something to the table, be that an idea, background, expertise, knowledge, or a mindset, to create a bright, innovative, and sustainable future. So this will be it for me at the moment. Thank you very much.
Bella, thank you for your presentation. It was a real pleasure to listen to you, and thank you for sharing with us the Black Box project. Bleikh is a dedicated program manager at the Enterprise Incubator Foundation, which leads the Dynamic Human Technology Center. The work emphasizes the importance of creating environments where creative and scientific minds can collaborate freely, driving forward the development of innovative technologies and approaches that address complex challenges in today's fast world. Thank you, Bella. And now I would like to introduce our guest from Mexico City, Jaime Alonso Labate. He's a transmedia artist, composer, curator, and researcher. He made his studies at the Faculty of Music in the National Autonomous University of Mexico. Now he's a part of the master's degree in visual arts with grade program in art and design. He has several international publications and conference proceeding journals and books in editorials such as Cambridge Scholar, Springer, Wargel, Keller, and Francis, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, and Mexican Mathematical Society. So, Jaime, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you for having me. I would like to press play to the presentation so I can share a couple of words after. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me here in this roundtable about exchanges between artists and scientific labs. My name is Jaime Lobato, and I'm a transmedia artist and researcher from Mexico City, living in between Tallinn, Estonia, and Mexico City as well. Now I am a researcher at the Center for Complexity Science, and well, I have studied musical composition. This is my background, but I started to work in different laboratories in the university in Mexico and other countries. My first approach to scientific research was in the laboratory for scientific visualization when I was like finishing my BA, and I was doing my professional practices. And also after that, I have been working with different institutes of research in the university, especially around mathematics in the Applied Maths Research Institute. We have there a seminar on research about music, maths, and computer studies, and we work a lot around generative art and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. So I have also working a lot with algorithms to produce my artwork, and through this rich research, I have made around like computer system and algorithms, I have been developing several approaches to biological substrate computers or biological substrate logic gates, working with unconventional computers like bacteria and also chemical, non-linear chemical reactions, this Belousov-Jabotinsky chemical reaction. And also now I am working with a proposal of neural network, biologic and artificial at the same time. This is a chip that is not produced, this does not work with silice or any metals or conductive materials, but with living neurons culture. So we are developing this approach to different computers. This is like a very transdisciplinary research, so I have been working to learn and collaborate with different types of labs, especially in Mexico University with biophysics and also with electrophysiology labs in neuroscience and cognitive behavioral studies. Also, I have been part of the foundation of different labs as the Sensorial Experimentation Lab in the Mexico City University, also the Laboratory of Visualization and Sonification of Mathematics in the Pure Mathematics Institute. And one of my main artistic projects, it's a lab of biohacking located in Mexico City. It's called Independencia Biolab. Now I'm going to show you a little presentation about one of our main projects in biohacking and bioluminescence production light. This lab we have experimental tools in molecular biology, chemistry, biosignals, and electrophysiology. And from an independent and critical point of view, we aim to socialize this knowledge in order to empower different communities about one of their most important patrimonies, that is life. So art, philosophy, and biology are central concepts of this initiative. So I want to show you one of our main projects, my artistic projects, and also this explain how we think biohacking as a methodology of research and community collaboration projects.
La laguna de Manialtepec es un ecosistema ubicado en la costa del Pacífico mexicano, a 18 kilómetros de Puerto Escondido, en el estado de Oaxaca. Su nombre proviene del náhuatl, que significa agua que nace del ser, y su posición junto a la costa lo convierte en un lugar privilegiado para el florecimiento de flora y fauna megadiversos. El agua de la laguna es una mezcla de agua salada, dulce y termal. Esto debido al intercambio que hay entre la laguna y el mar cuando la barra se rompe, y a un manantial que desemboca en la laguna. El agua es de color rojizo, esto debido a los mangles rojos, blancos y a la presencia de algas rojas. Los habitantes más famosos de este ecosistema son los dinoflagelados, protistas que producen bioluminiscencia, esto es, luz generada biológicamente como parte de su metabolismo. Esto ha convertido la laguna en un atractivo turístico que permite a las comunidades tener una entrada de dinero por las visitas, sobre todo vendidas desde el complejo turístico de Puerto Escondido. El proyecto Viane Chitiche, zapoteco para comunicar luz, es un proyecto de arte en el que se trabajó con varias de las comunidades de la laguna de Manialtepec para crear una intervención en las playas de Puerto Suelo, una obra del andar que consistió en el montaje de 2 candelabros que generan luz de manera totalmente natural, limpia y biológica. La luz de nuestra colaboración nos alumbró durante una cena que compartimos todos los participantes en una noche de luna nueva entre el mar y la laguna. Esto es posible gracias al protocolo biohacker de aislamiento de la bacteria conocida como Alivibro fischeri. Pero, ¿a qué nos referimos con protocolo biohacker? Este es el resultado de una de las líneas de investigación que desarrollamos en Independencia Biolab. Dominamos algún protocolo de laboratorio, como el aislamiento de bacterias bioluminescentes en este caso, y después vamos sustituyendo los reactivos ultrapuros vendidos por las grandes farmacéuticas por ingredientes que se pueden comprar en el mercado, tiendas naturistas o que se pueden hacer en contextos específicos. Biología de cocina. Una vez hecho esto, podemos acercar estas biotecnologías a comunidades que tienen poco o nulo acceso a estos conocimientos. Independencia Biolab es un espacio de bioarte ubicado en la Ciudad de México que cuenta con herramientas de experimentación en biología molecular, química, bioseñales y electrónica, en donde a partir de una mirada independiente y crítica se pretende socializar estos saberes para empoderar a la comunidad sobre uno de sus patrimonios más importantes, la vida. Arte, pensamiento y biología son conceptos centrales de esta iniciativa. Las actividades que se realizan en este laboratorio independiente de ciencias ciudadanas son investigación en biotecnología desde la perspectiva del biohacking, creación artística, que incluye proyectos de arte híbrido, performance audiovisual en tiempo real, arte sonoro y tactical media, cursos, talleres y diplomados, así como asesorías y residencias de producción. Esta metodología transdisciplinaria de trabajo fue extendida a los alrededores de la laguna, de tal manera que para el proceso de creación de esta obra tuvimos talleres con las comunidades sobre la base científica de la bioluminiscencia y sobre el protocolo de aislamiento. Niñas, niños, pescadores, maestras, amas de casa, nos acompañaron para aprender a trabajar con los kits que elaboramos para ellos. Preescolares, puertos y asambleas públicas se convirtieron por unos meses en laboratorios comunitarios de biotecnología. Ahora seguimos trabajando para fundar otros talleres comunitarios de producción de luz artesanal biogenerada en más lugares del Pacífico. Las historias y memorias de los pobladores de Manialtepec cubrieron con un manto simbólico a los candelabros que iluminaron este proyecto, y su conocimiento sobre la bioluminiscencia abrió las puertas a un mundo en donde no se necesitan lámparas más potentes, sino más ecológicas. Este fue un proyecto desarrollado en la Residencia de Creación Artística de la Fundación Casa Guavi, a quien agradecemos su apoyo.
So, well, thank you very much for attending. I would like to end up this brief presentation by saying a little very important thought I have had through the collaboration with scientists and engineers. And I would say that one of the most powerful cognitive tools we can share to generate new knowledge through art and to as well produce formal and logic thinking through through art, through the epistemologies of art, is abstraction. Rather in a drawing or in a symphony, the process of thinking of artists is very similar to the mathematics or the biologists, as we try to abstract the most important or the most like little atoms of thought through different phenomena. So whenever we can approach to these methodologies of thinking, we can build very important bridges to communicate with other disciplines. So, well, thank you very much. I would like to hear your questions and opinions.
Jaime, thank you so much for your presentation. It was a real pleasure to listen to you, and thank you for sharing with us your unique vision and your path, and your biohacking project is fascinating. And now I'd like to introduce Nina Cegledi from Toronto, our third speaker. She's an artist, independent curator, researcher, educator. She works internationally on collaborative art, science, and technology projects. She has exhibited and published widely, won awards for her artwork, and has initiated, led, and participated in workshops, forums, and festivals worldwide. Nina, please, the floor is yours. Please share with us your experience. We are really fascinating to hear you today. Fascinated.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Nina Cegledi, and I would like to thank for the invitation by Natalia and SciFest. And I would like to thank all the participants for this event. I am sorry, I wanted to show some slides, but I needed some testing, and we couldn't test the slideshow. So I don't know if I will be able to show the slides. Especially, I'm nervous because I'm told that I had to do everything in 7 minutes, and I might waste 4 minutes about the staring and scare. Sorry. In any case, I would like to say that I adore these laser networks in which we all participate. I have been participating and co-hosting from the early years, and I remain a very enthusiastic participant today, because it is really very important what we do around the world. And it is a network which is independent, and that's today very important, especially. So I would like to talk about sensoria, the art and science of our sensory perception, which is focused on multisensory perception, including the impact of environmental change on human organisms, including animals and plants as well. For the longest time, our senses were considered entirely autonomous perceptual modules. Ongoing research in the early years of this century has shown, however, that our perceptual experiences are formed by manifold complex interactions between sensory modalities. Furthermore, it was reported that our perception of visual, auditory, or tactile events could be altered dramatically by information from other senses. Currently, the expanding field of sensory studies embraces several fields, including anthropology, sociology, history, archaeology, geography, communications, and religion. I have been captivated by the complexity of sensory perception in humans and non-human beings for several years. When I started to investigate various aspects of sensory awareness, the focus of international research was on humans. However, the study of sensory ecology, including animals and plants, dates back before several decades, including the realization that not only animals, but also plants are active participants in the environment. And this was actually realized not only a few decades, but hundreds and hundreds of years ago by indigenous people around the world. So namely, plant sensory ecology, focusing on animals and plants, is one of my next research area. In our visually privileged world, we take it for granted that vision provides the major source of spatial information. This belief is due to the generally accepted role that our sensations tend to be dominated by the perceptual tool that provides the most reliable facts in relation to our surroundings. Vision, in this case, is considered to provide the most detailed information about significant properties of objects and organisms in our environment. Consequently, it is often used as a spatial guide, informing and sometimes misinforming our senses. The nature of sensory and motor information and the neural mechanisms underlying it has become a topic of great interest in cognitive neuroscience. In the course of my research and the development of the Sensoria project, I became fascinated by the work of those artists and scientists who use uncommon interpretations for presenting sensory perception. And subsequently, I selected artworks for the exhibitions displaying some untypical approaches. For example, if we consider sight as a sensory activity stimulated by light, color, and movement, the behavior of actions in a workshop of visually impaired people is as demonstrated by blindly. The video recording by Artur Zmiewski, a Polish artist, is an intriguing approach. The video shows blind adults whom the artist has asked to paint a landscape. On the screen, we see people struggling in the darkness with a bewildering challenge. In contrast, Ascent, the large-scale site-specific immersive light installation by Carolina Halatek, offers the sighted visitor a really unique experience. Quoting the artist, Ascent offers a unique, immersive experience that invites the viewer to become its central point and transforms the perception of the viewer on a sensual level. Here I would like to interject that this project was partly developed and then presented at Lajnia, a center in Gdansk, Poland, and collaborated with York University, Toronto, Canada. Going on, the artworks involved in Sensoria. Guy van Bell, a composer, divides his time from research and teaching in Belgium to also living and working in a small rural village in the Czech Republic. He collaborated with Krzysztof Topolski of Gdansk, Poland, to create Fanfare Dance, a marching choir performance for the opening of the Sensoria exhibition in Lajnia. Fanfare was a highly unusual, spontaneous sound event performed by members of the Gdansk University Choir and students of the university. In Canada, the Sensoria exhibition, co-curated with Professor Joel Ong, York University, opened at the Gales Gallery. In addition to several artworks presented at Lajna in Gans, the Toronto exhibition also featured the works of emerging local artists. One of the highlights was The Power of Spill, a workshop and a multidisciplinary immersive performance by Kolodzei of Montreal. To my regret, we had limited capacity to include all the artworks from Lajnia. Sensoria became a part of a momentous annual Nuit Blanche program in Toronto, which is a free all-night contemporary popular event welcoming thousands of visitors, and as a conclusion, we organized a hybrid sensoria symposium featuring from both continents, our science advisors, international academics, artists, and the emerging generation. The event was organized in the morning for Toronto audiences and the afternoon in dance to allow simultaneous participation. In conclusion, sensory awareness presents a key factor in our existence and relates significantly to social and cultural developments of direct and instantaneous communication. Hopefully, sensoria might compel some to reconsider the compelling world of sensory perception. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing with us your experience and elaborating on your work and giving us such a great example of art and science. Thank you. I would like to say that today we are connecting 4 continents because we have speakers from Jerusalem, Toronto, Mexico City, and Gyumri and Yerevan. And now I would like to start with the questions. I would like to say to all our viewers, if you have questions to our speakers, you can write down them in the chat. And I will start with a question to Nina. Nina, one more time, thank you for being with us today. Could you just share with us from your experience, from your art perspective, is it true that now art becoming kind of a mediator between science, new technologies, and society? And can you say that now art is drawing attention to pressing issues, and by changing the present might help to build a more sustainable future?
Thank you for the question. I don't consider this a mediation. I have been, and I do this based on my experience, working experience. I originally worked as a scientist. I mean, not in scientific medical research. And then I trained and I am working on the cross of art, science, and technology. And I consider this a collaboration. And the one real big problem is that the training of both scientists and artists are very different. And when they graduate, they have very little insight in the practice of how a scientist and how artists would work. So I have been fighting to try to resolve this by promoting dual degrees and also dual residencies, whereby artists reside for a time being in a scientific institution and vice versa. It's not there yet, but we have to do our best for the emerging generation.
Thank you, Nina. Bella, could you say that you're on the same page with Nina, or maybe you have something to add?
I'm on the same page as far as not considering art as a mediator, but more of a translator, because we're seeing that through centuries and generations, art really, because of being so abstract and inspiring, which science and engineering lack in a sense, art can really translate social issues and help more people understand what is going on. And I would like to give an example which is very dear to me because it is local. There are these very famous Gümreti sisters Aslamazan, Mariam, and Yeranuhi, who worked during the USSR times in Armenia, and they were trying to portray the role of strong women in their work. And to do this, they showcased the vision, and they showcased women from all around the world. And they were able to, translate this issue, which is still standing and affecting the generations now by showcasing what it could be. And art has the power to do that, where science and engineering really look for that precision, but art provides this vision, and then we use these tools to make this vision more practical. So I wouldn't call art a mediator, but more of a translator.
Okay, Bella, I have a question for you too. And let's continue our talk about art and scientific communities and their dialogue. Could you share with us your thoughts about, or also your experience, how scientific community respond to artistic proposal for a dialogue? Is it ready for art to become a partner? Are there is it a horizontal structure now?
And the question is for me.
Yeah. Yes.
So Nina mentioned something very important, is how these disciplines are trained. So they are not very perceptive to accept a different point of view. And we are seeing this as we're trying, to bring these disciplines together. And what I think is quite important there is to have models which can serve, as a bridge or an environment where you do this. Because if it is left to disciplines on their own, this dialogue might not happen. And the project which I presented, the Black Box, this is part of our mission to create an environment for equal exchange of knowledge and information, because that is exactly what is missing right now. Because there is this preconceived notion of knowing it all, or having a scientific basis, and not agreeing with the art thinking. So it's very challenging to bring the two on the same floor. And I would like to really emphasize the role of young people in this, because we are seeing that if you really put these values and this thinking from a younger age by showcasing how it practically works, it gets easier, to have people feel the same way or be prepared to share information. And this is part of what we do. And this is a model which can result in, this dialogue.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Nina, you raised your hand. Yes, we're listening to you.
I just would like to say that if anybody is interested in dual programs, they exist in several countries around the world. Some of them are quite a decade old, or even more, from Johannesburg to Rio de Janeiro. Either you could look it up, or you could also contact me. They have my email here, and I'm happy to comply.
Nina, thank you. I think it's a great thing. I think our viewers are going to be happy to get in touch with you and to ask you questions about such programs. And Jaime, could you please also share with us your experience and answer a few questions? I would like to ask you, we're talking about connection between art and science, and scientists and artists, but in your work, in your laboratory, you were also involving people who are not from the science, who are not from the art field. How you were doing that? How you were engaging them in the process?
Well, I would like to link this question with the first one about art being a mediator. Firstly, well, it's for now some years people talking about like useful art or unuseful art, and it's quite funny for me, this experience, because I mean everything that we use to know ourselves is super useful, no? So I wouldn't say there is scientist or artist collaborating, but more like people that are very interested in expanding their boundaries, and then looking for the tools that they would need to expand their work. So sometimes artists can share, can look into science methodologies to approach some questions. And otherwise, there are also scientists that the tools they have been given in school or in their environment is not enough for them. So they go to other places to look out for answers. So in that case, it's not that we make some methodology to get involved people to our projects, because, for example, one thing a lot of scientists do a lot in Mexico, it's like, oh, let's take science to people that doesn't understand the world. And for example, there is this case in Mexico, corn has been like emerged as a collaboration between nature and humans. So the people that harvest corn, they have a more profound knowledge about molecular biology than scientists, because they have to like cut reality in little parts, so this can held in their hands. So we rather go to ask these people that have more profound knowledge to take it back to the academy. So we are not like designing a methodology so people go to science, but we go with people that we know that have a very profound knowledge about reality to learn a little bit more.
Okay, I think I got your point, and it's very interesting. Thank you. So it was a real pleasure to talk to all of you today, and now I would like to give floor back to Galina.
So thank you, Nina. Thank you, Jaime. Thank you, Bella, for sharing your interesting experience with us. Our conversation was short, and of course, all this requires deeper study and understanding. I hope that you also found it interesting to get to know us. We wish all participants of our meeting good luck and progress in their creative journey. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very nice to meet you, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.